Measurement. You know them. I know them. We both use measurements on a daily basis. Whether it be just checking the weather in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, or be it actually measuring something using like centimeters, meters, millimeters, kilometers, or miles, feet, inches, yards, or measuring how much liquid, like with cups, or liters, or milliliters, or even mass, like your own weight in like kilograms or pounds. So I thought it would be fun to try and recreate the imperial system, the system that the Americans use, to be more compatible with, well, the metric system. But a little bit into that, like right after I told my mother about it, just like, yo, I'm gonna try to recreate the imperial system, but to be compatible with the metric system, she said, well, wouldn't that just be a whole new system completely? And you know what? She's right. So I decided to make my own measurement system, my own units of measurement, complete with 3 temperatures, unlike the usual 2 you get with Celsius and Kelvin, or Fahrenheit and Rankine, with 6 measurements for length, solid volume, and area, with 4 liquid volume measurements, and 8 mass measurements, in the spirit of my original idea. So I wanted to make this more like the imperial system, where it's a little more difficult to do transitions, being like 12 inches in a foot, 3 feet in a yard, 5,280 feet in a mile. You know, things like that. So, without further ado, let's get started. Starting off is a Cinna spec, or CP for short. And one of those bad boys is going to be 5 millimeters, or in freedom units, 0.1 inches. Next up is a cinnamon. Hey, that's me! So, a cinnamon, or CN for short, is 5 Cinna spec, which is 2.5 centimeters, or 0.98 inches in freedom units. Next, we have a Cinna stick, or CS for short. One of those bad boys is going to be 10 cinnamons, or 25 centimeters, or 9.84 inches, approximately. Are you seeing a pattern? Yeah, this is going to be easier to convert into the metric system than it is to the imperial system, purely because I wanted to keep up that original joke. And if you haven't already caught on, everything is going to go up in quantities of 5. One exception to that rule, which we'll talk about when we get there. So next up, we have a Cinna roll, CR for short. One of those bad boys, 15 Cinna sticks, or 3.75 meters, or approximately 4 yards. Next, we have a Cinna roll, or CB for short. One of those bad boys is going to be 20 Cinna rolls, 7.5 kilometers, or about 4.7 miles. Next, we have a Cinna knot, CK for short. One of them is going to be 25 Cinna buns. Also, one of them is 187.5 kilometers, or 116.5 miles, approximately. Which, yikes. That's a lot. That's a lot, but you know what? It's my measurement system. I want it to be that way, so I get to have it that way. If you have any arguments about it, go make your own measurement system. Next up is our mass. Starting at the smallest bit, we've got a Cinna crumb, CCR for short, which is 50 milligrams, or about 0.002 ounces. Not a lot. Not a lot. I don't even think that's the weight of a feather. Next up, we have a Cinna nibble, CNL for short, which is 5 Cinna crumbs, or 250 milligrams, or 0.009 ounces approximately. Which, I mean, now we're getting somewhere, but also not really. Next up is a Cinnabite, CNB for short, which is 10 Cinna nibbles, as with the pattern, or 2.5 grams, or 0.09 ounces. Next, we have a Cinna tidbit, or CTB for short, which is 15 Cinnabites, 37.5 grams, or 1.3 ounces approximately. Now we're on to our next one, which is a Cinna nugget, CNG for short. One of them is 20 Cinna tidbits, or 750 grams, or approximately 1.7 pounds. Now we have a Cinna treat, which is CT for short, 25 Cinna nuggets, 18.75 kilograms, or 41.3 pounds. Next, we have a Cinna snack, which is 30 Cinna treats, or 562.5 kilograms, which is 0.6 US tons, or 0.55 imperial tons. That I don't think you know how much that is. Like, that is... Alright, now we've got a Cinna meal, CML for short. One of these is 35 Cinna snacks, as with the conventions of everything is the next multiple of 5, which is 19.7 tons, spelled TONNE, which is a metric ton, I believe. $21.7 US tons, or approximately 19.4 imperial tons. Which, yeah, I don't think you'll be seeing Cinna meal all too often unless you're in, like, math class and, like, your teacher has watched this video. Which, if they have, tell them I say hi. Now we're moving on to the liquid measurements. Starting off, we've got a Cinna drip, CDP for short, which is 5 milliliters, or about 0.2 US teaspoons, or about 0.17 imperial teaspoons. Next, we have a Cinna drop, CDR for short, which is where our exception comes in. So one of these is 50 milliliters, or 1.7 US ounces, fluid ounces to be specific, or 1.8 imperial fluid ounces. Next, we've got a Cinna drink. One Cinna drink, CDK for short, is 20 Cinna drops, 1 liter, 1 US liquid quart, or 0.9 imperial quarts. Then we have a Cinna dam, CDM for short, which is 30 Cinna drinks, 30 liters, 8 US liquid gallons, or 6.6 imperial gallons. The liquids go up by 10, conventions of 10, So like 10, 20, 30, as you could probably already extrapolate. Why am I telling you this? Unless you have me minimized in another tab, which I hope you don't, then I shouldn't need to tell you this. Hey, John, pay attention, John. There's someone in my audience named John. They're really freaked out now, I bet. I'm free entertainment, John. Pay attention to me. At least have that courtesy. Jeez, someone's probably having a panic attack right now. Next up, we have our temperatures, and these are our final units of measurement. Starting off, we've got Cinna, or CI. There's this little, not really joke, but more so explanation on how like Fahrenheit and Celsius work. Celsius is like a 0 to 100 scale of how hot water feels, as where Fahrenheit is a 0 to 100 scale of how a human feels. So, what is Cinna based on? Cinnamaldehyde, the oil that gives cinnamon its flavor. 0 Cinna is approximately the freezing point of cinnamaldehyde, -6 Celsius, or 21.2 Fahrenheit. 100 Cinna is the lower threshold of the boiling point for cinnamaldehyde, which is 194 Celsius, or 381.2 Fahrenheit. Now, we've got one of our absolutes. Yes, I did mean to say one of, because in this one we have two absolutes. So starting off is Cinnum, which 0 Cinnum, Cu for short, that is negative 552.3 Cinna, which is negative 273.15 Celsius, or 0 Kelvin, absolute 0. Now, Cinnum is actually a little easier to translate to Kelvin and Rankine than it is for Celsius and Fahrenheit. Kelvin is pretty much your Celsius absolute, where Rankine is your Fahrenheit absolute. So 100 Cinnum is 50 Kelvin, or 90 Rankine. Finally, to round off our entire measurement system, the Cinna measurement system, or CMS for short, we have a Cinnom, or CO for short. Starting off, 0 Cinnom is just absolute 0, but then 100 Cinnom is 142 non-alien Kelvin. That's right, I said non-alien Kelvin. Also known as the theoretical limit that any particle can get, that, like, 100 Cinnom, that, it's scary, okay? 100 Cinnom, it's just like, you're just done. You're just evaporated instantly on the spot if you're ever exposed to 100 Cinnom. For a safe temperature in Cinnom, we've got to go to 0.000000000000002 Cinnom. That's a decimal point followed by 32 zeros and then a 2. And that's just 11 Celsius. To be specific, 10.85 Celsius. Anything out of the non-alien, or rather 100 non-alien decimal place, is just scary. Because, like, no, I'm not messing with that. No, so Cinnom, It's just very scary, okay? I don't mean to, like, terrify any of you with this. I just wanted to make a funny, haha, total absolute with absolute 100 and absolute 0 in it as a temperature system. So that concludes my measurement system. This whole video, kind of a joke. I mean, yeah, it is very, very serious in some aspects, if you look too deep into it. But also, I just wanted to nerd out for a little bit and just be a little bit of a geek and show y'all that even though I may not seem like it, I am very much so a nerd. I mean, I guess you could already infer that with, like, I play video games. Like, Mario Kart is... Okay, Mario Kart isn't my life, but it seems like it at times. I want to thank you all for watching this video, for watching this stupid, dumb YouTube video that I decided to make on measurement, on my own measurement system, on just making something that I could just go like to everyone else with when talking. I am going to start using this on my channel, but like strictly on my channel, and like if I ever get to go to like VidCon or something, I will use it there. But like, other than that, this is completely a joke. You don't have to take any of this seriously. But if we do want to get it actually recognized somewhere, you know what to do. No, don't go harass anyone. Please don't. But yeah, with that, I've been Cinnamon. I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow from these times on screen right now. And, you know, I'll be seeing around later. Peace.